AEW officially cancels a show. Plus, a title match has been added to AEW World's End, and scrapped WWE title plans have been revealed. It's all in the Cultaholic wrestling news right now. Greetings from Home Firth Pet Center, where today we bring you the news that an AEW wrestling show has officially been binned off. So we had the tapings yesterday for the last bit of AEW television for the year, coming out of the Hammerstein Ballroom, where they've just made so much noise over the weekend with Final Battle and with Collision Live as well. Not going to give you away too many details on the tapings themselves. We did a little bit of that in our first video today. I don't want to spoil it too much, but what I will tell you is that at the tapings for Dynamite, Tony Khan confirmed to the live crowd that AEW are going to be taping, and indeed now have taped, their final episode of AEW Rampage for the foreseeable future. There was some question marks over whether or not this show would stick around when the new TV deal came through, because when the streaming deal with Max was announced, we didn't see any announcements regarding Rampage. We saw stuff regarding Dynamite and Collision and pay-per-views and the archive, but nothing about Rampage. And this kind of led us to believe that the show was going to be quietly cancelled. Tony Khan making that a somewhat louder cancellation. It's the show that debuted on August the 13th in 2021. First couple of weeks certainly felt big, by the way. If you hear a bell, this is legitimately Home Firth Pet Center, where we're getting ready for Christmas. If you're in the area, come and say hello. I'm here till 4:30 today, except now I'm doing this. So it debuted August 13th, 2021. Christian Cage won the Impact, now TNA World title, beating Kenny Omega on the first one. We saw CM Punk return to wrestling on the second one, a massive debut in AEW that spiked its biggest ratings ever, and it just kind of got lost in the shuffle as the years went on, because we saw Collision debut, and that kind of took the place of like the main show, the main B show for the company. And so when it was announced that all these changes were coming in, we kind of thought, I think Dynamite's probably done, and we can confirm that Dynamite is very much not done, but Rampage rather is very much done. So Dynamite sticking around, sorry for the confusion there, but AEW Rampage wrapping up. So the final episode has been taped, no spoilers, you're very welcome. Speaking of things that are wrapping up, the New Japan Pro Wrestling King of Pro Wrestling, the KOPW Championship, has been retired by the Great O'Khan. He announced it last night at New Japan's Road to Tokyo Dome at Korakuen Hall. He said that he would be retiring the belt, and instead that New Japan Rambo match that we see will not be for the KOPW title, but in fact will be for the number one contendership for the IWGP World Heavyweight Championship instead. So this is the end of the KOPW. It was a title introduced by Kazuchika Okada back in 2020, sort of to be the antithesis of what New Japan is about. It was less about these straight one-on-one contests with regulations and normal wrestling rules in place. These were a little bit wild and woolly, with match stipulations decided by the competitors in the match, and fans voting for which one they wanted to see. As a result, we saw things like dog cage matches where you have to get a 30 count on your opponent, matches where certain finishes were allowed, certain finishes were banned. So it brings to the end a rather bizarre legacy for New Japan and the KOPW title. We saw also at the Road to Tokyo Dome shows the return of El Phantasmo. We haven't seen him for a little while. Love the way they brought him back. Ren Narita defending the New Japan World TV title, and in doing so was presented with a gift by Santa Claus, or Santa Jado, as it must have been. That present being the gift of ELP sunglasses, leading to the return of El Phantasmo, and very much staking his claim for the New Japan World TV title. This was great news to see him back, because it was about 2 months ago it was announced that ELP was taking a hiatus following a cancer diagnosis, and he's confirmed that he is cleared to return. They've not officially announced it yet, but I'm expecting a match between ELP and Ren Narita for the World TV title very, very soon, possibly even at Wrestle Kingdom, which is just around the corner at this point. The AEW TBS title was a talking point over the weekend as well. A title match for Mercedes Moné's belt has been added to World's End this Saturday. Now, before her match against Penelope Ford, Chris Statlander, who has been doing so for the past few weeks, once again stated her intentions to once again challenge Mercedes Moné. And after picking up a win, we saw Mercedes Moné and Chris Statlander have themselves a showdown, and Moné said she was going to skip World's End, but she's given Chris Statlander a Christmas present in the form of a shot once again at the TBS title. Statlander's kind of sort of explained her recent heelish shenanigans, saying that when Mercedes Moné debuted, it kind of sent her into a bit of a tailspin that explains some of the actions that she had, turning against her former friend Willow Nightingale. And it leads us to World's End. Do we see Chris Statlander take the belt from Mercedes Moné? I don't think we do, if I'm being perfectly honest with you. I don't think we do, but I think they're going to have a banger of a match all the same. World's End is live this Saturday. Live reactions with Adam Pacitti on the channel as well. Live reactions to AEW World's End coming up this weekend. You can join us at youtube.com/cultaholic/live as we get set for the final pay-per-view of the year. Cheers, Tony Khan, for doing a pay-per-view during Crimbo Limbo. We really appreciate it. We don't appreciate it. Finally, we'll end on this one. Scrapped plans for a WWE title, which emerged via the WWE Vault YouTube channel. This has taken on a life of its own with the forthcoming closure of the WWE Network. We've seen loads of classic bits and forgotten stuff and lost footage shared on this now archive of gold in WWE history, including a wonderful match yesterday from Japan. It was Triple H versus Tajiri for the World Heavyweight title back in 2003. Banger of a match with those two that's never been seen until now on the Vault channel. This week is ECW week on the WWE Vault YouTube channel. They're going to be sharing some lost moments from ECW history and reliving some glory ones. Right now, I know you can watch a collection of Steve Austin clips from his time in ECW, plus the full match between Rey Mysterio and Juventud Guerrera from Big Ass Extreme Bash. It was also on the channel that we revealed some scrapped plans for the WWE ECW Championship belt. It was meant to look like this. That is WWE Archivist showing us what the ECW title was meant to look like. And you can see a very different design to the one that we actually got. A lot of chain linking. Looks a bit cheaper, but maybe that's by design. CM Punk's name on there as well. So as it was revealed in this YouTube short, this was a belt that was going to be presented to CM Punk. He originally had that throwback ECW belt, and he was going to originally be given this one. But the way it's described in this video, it was not received the way that they wanted it to. So maybe when WWE higher-ups saw the design, they kind of went against it, and it led to what is known as the Silver Eagle WWE ECW title belt instead. I would argue it's a nicer looking belt than the one that was scrapped, in my opinion. Of course, I love a little bit of belt-flavored banter, and you can do your belt-flavored banter in the comments down below, as always, as well. On the podcast feed, if you haven't heard it yet, I had a full conversation with viral wrestling sensation Stephen Flo, who is keeping the Pearl Jam dream alive. It don't get Eddie Vedder than Stephen Flo. And we catch up with him and find out his story behind the viral sensation that is Stephen Flo. That's on our podcast feed for you right now. And check out, since you're down and taking some time off for Crimbo Limbo, you can check out the rise and fall of WCW. That is waiting for you on our channel right now. An incredible video that documents the journey that World Championship Wrestling went on during its lifetime. And for the very latest wrestling news at any time, you can check out Cultaholic.com. And if you're in the Holmfirth area, come to Holmfirth Pet Centre and stock up for your furry best friends for Christmas. Thank you, Holmfirth Pet Centre, for letting me use the upstairs bit to do a wrestling news video. Stay safe. Happy Christmas if I don't speak to you before. And love you. Bye.